And hello, everyone. It's 41 minutes after 9 o'clock on this Tuesday, the 23rd day now of April. Moving right along. Derby, roughly about 11 days away from getting to Derby. Then we get into Mother's Day. Then we get the PGA Championship. Then we've got Memorial Day. We've got the concerts in June, 4th of July. Oh, my goodness. We got a lot going on, right? One step at a time. But this is the season where everyone is venturing out. So this is why we're going to focus always on a lot of the outdoor events and try to get you guys as much information as you can so that you're safe as you venture out, and certainly for all the Derby events. In the tease, as you saw there, I alluded to, yes, we are going to get it more into a summer feel for a lot of the area as we head into near Derby. Actually, this weekend, I think we'll feel some of that, but there are some signs that perhaps Oaks and Derby may feature some of that really warm and humid air, the way it's looking right now. But I'll try to show you some of the maps on that I've seen so far today and share the information with you guys, let you know where we're at on that being the goal or the trend we're going to go with. Obviously, we do have some storm chances to get through before we get to that point, and even a rain chance for tonight that I'm going to cover, but I wouldn't get too thrilled about that. As always, you guys can comments, questions, anything like that on our social media side, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well. You can do so and just be patient with me as I get to it. And again, usually if you hold off on a lot of the questions, I will likely answer what you were probably thinking about in my entire dissertation I'm about to do here. All right, let's get into the beautiful shot outside at the moment. This is in New Albany. You can see the beautiful sky this morning. We've got some high-level clouds that are starting to stream in. These are going to be the common theme for the next few hours. And once we get to about, I would say, 1 or 2 o'clock today, we should be mainly overcast by the time that happens. So I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of sun today. And yesterday was so gorgeous and beautiful out. Hope you got your yard work taken care of. That is key because today you still have some time. If you didn't do it yesterday, you got some time today. But once we get into tonight, you're going to get back into a wet ground. Okay, here's the satellite showing those clouds moving on through, and the rain band. It's a little ragged on how it looks in the radar, and that's how it's going to look when it moves in. So that means timing is going to have a little bit of a wishy-washy kind of start to it because some of these showers will try to form and pop in advance of this line of rain. So some of you in Indiana may see rain as early as about 5 o'clock. I'll show you Futurecast on it in a second. But this is going to be running into dry air, and the front will be fading at the same time as it moves through. So I really don't think we're going to get a lot of moisture out of this, and it still looks like it's going to be a nighttime event. All right. So sorry, I get rid of the clouds so you can see the radar better there. You see all the green. There's moderate rain with it now into Missouri and Illinois. We may see some of that into Indiana. I doubt Kentucky will. I really do. I think this thing's going to be running out of gas. So here's the outlook today. Because of the thin nature of the clouds, we should have no problem getting a little closer to 70, if not exceeding 70, as we get into this afternoon. So a nice warm day. We'll take that. We'll get into this evening. Again, roughly after 5 o'clock, some light showers will begin to develop, some closer to Louisville, but mainly for Indiana as a trend. And again, it'll be very, very spotty. But once we get really to the 10 o'clock, the 11 o'clock news window, tonight, that is when the majority of the rain will indeed be falling. And again, you see a few pockets of yellow indicating we could get a few pockets of moderate rain, but I really think that is going to be isolated and it'll fall apart and then it's gone. You wake up tomorrow morning and you've got a whole new fresh atmosphere to work with. There's a rain chance again spiking and likely getting to 100% here as we get into the between 10 and about midnight especially, but a few light showers in advance of this. So I would say anytime after 5, the chance for rain will start to show up. All right, enough about that. Well, actually, we show the rainfall total, and then enough about that because this is a minor thing. Not a lot of rain. You see where the moderate pockets can get Indiana up to that quarter-inch mark, but for Kentucky, a tenth of an inch, maybe less. Okay, so we're good on Wednesday. We're for Waterfront Wednesday, looks good. Just dress warmly for Waterfront Wednesday because once the sun sets Wednesday, the thermometer will be on a steady drop and a decent northwest wind. So you will get a bit of a chill factor there at the Big Four Bridge. So make sure to dress warmly. It will be in the 60s and it'll feel like a very warm setup when you're out there when you get to the lawn. But as the evening wears on, that drop will indeed happen. All right, Thursday looks good as well, just to clarify on that. We get into Friday. Friday will feature a warm front that'll pass through in the afternoon. There could be a few thunderstorms with this. I've been checking all the data on it. I am not seeing anything that would indicate severe. With this band of rain and thunder, it looks like they'll be elevated, which is pretty common with a warm front. But again, some rain and thunder will be possible. I'm hoping that doesn't mess up too much of the second balloon glow that'll happen into Friday evening at Waterfront Park. But if the front is slow enough, that is indeed possible. Okay, so we'll monitor that. Once the front passes by, the warm front, the cold front with this particular system will not be able to make it through here. It will get close into St. Louis, maybe Terre Haute, Indiana area, and just kind of hang out. With it doing that, the wind field is really going to ramp up across the Ohio River Valley, and there will be at least a chance for some showers. There is a chance of rain early Saturday, and again, midday on Saturday. I am not seeing much of a rain chance, though, for Saturday evening and Saturday night. So those look dry. But Saturday morning through midday, there will be a chance for an isolated shower or a thunderstorm on that. Again, the front doesn't make it through. It actually becomes a warm front, goes back north, allowing for that really warm day on Sundays. We get into the 80s, a little more humid. It will be windy, by the way, for both Saturday and Sunday. And this system actually will come through, the one that's to our west. If there's any severe risk, there will really need to be monitoring here over the next several days that could cause some type of a delineation from the Weather Service or Storm Prediction Center of a risk area, or if they we look at it and decide that's going to be a problem and an alert day is declared, it would be this system that would cause us that kind of issues. All right. So the timing of this still looks like it's going to be Sunday night into Monday. So that would allow for a fading area of thunderstorms to move in. They lose fuel. So the severe risk is not very high because of timing right now. As long as the front holds in the idea of it being Saturday night, early Sunday, okay, well, not so much happening. But the only issue here is that the front is slow. So because of that, Monday, there is a chance it could try to redevelop again on Monday with it being slow. But the morning rain would have to fade out. This would have to thin out and weaken. And then as the front gets a little closer to Cincinnati and Louisville as we head into Friday or Monday, about midday, then there could be a new line of storms that will pop on the front. But boy, that kind of a setup is very difficult to predict, even 24 hours in advance, let alone a few days. So I don't want to get too much in the weeds on this, but just trying to let you know what the theme that I'm seeing seems to fit that idea of a fading area of storms, possible redevelopment Monday, and then we're done with that front. All right. So that's the only one that I think as the meteorology team right now, that's what we're working on, is just keeping an eye on that particular setup there. Okay. The wind. I mentioned the wind's going to be a problem. Here we go. Saturday morning, we got the Great Balloon Race taking place. Wind gust 22 miles per hour or higher. That is not going to allow the balloons to go. So that's a problem. And the ceiling could be a problem anyway, because we could have some light showers in the area. So Saturday morning for the Great Balloon Race is looking tough right now. I hope this changes. It's only Tuesday. But so far today when I came in, I was looking to see if there's any change. I'm not seeing any change from what I've seen the past couple of days. We get into the afternoon hours. That is the strongest of the wind on Saturday. We could get close to advisory level. In fact, wouldn't surprise me if there's wind advisories that come out Saturday because of the strong winds that will be around. And even on Sunday, this doesn't go, I don't think, this Sunday, but Sunday will be a warm day, but I do think the winds, again, will be up there around 30 miles per hour. So when we look at Balloon Fest, so many different events here, the Great Balloon Glow, again, there's 2 glows this year to try to hopefully accommodate everyone with one that may have bad weather and one not. So I think it's a great idea to do that. But the Thursday one is by far the one that has a better chance to get going. So if you want to see any of the balloon events, the Balloon Glow, the first one on Thursday has a better opportunity right now. It will be chilly or cool in the evening hours, but it will be a better game plan. We get into rush hour race there at Bowman Field on Friday morning. Right now, I don't see much of a rain setup until that warm front gets through here. So it'll still be an east wind, and then it'll shift around to a southwest wind around 2 or 3 o'clock. But this is a 7 a.m. issue on Friday. And right now, I don't see much in the way of a lot of wind, but there will be some clouds around as that warm front builds in. So the ceiling is the reason why, more than anything, that is a yellow. for the rush hour race. If the ceiling is higher than expected and they can get the balloons up, that is another one that's possible. The Great Balloon Glow, the second one for Friday night. There will be some showers and storms that may be lingering. The wind is going to start to pick back up. So it's really a balance of the two. Will the ceiling be good and will the wind be able to relax? So the second Balloon Glow has got a lot of ifs to it compared to the first one. And then the Great Balloon Race, as I mentioned, the wind alone probably is going to be the problem and not allow it to happen. And the ceiling is also going to be a problem. Here's one way, too, we look at all this data. I love looking at this stuff because I think it really and I didn't clip it the right way because I'm not good at all this fancy stuff. But you're looking at three different panels. The first one here is temperature. And these are all the different model ideas. And I love this because you get the idea. And this is time that goes by here. So this is going to be today all the way through the upcoming weekend. And you see the modeling fairly good on the idea of these ups and downs, a cooler setup. There's that cool morning that we're watching here as we get into Wednesday night, Thursday morning that still could have maybe a patchy frost concern here. That dip takes us, you can't see it, but takes us to 35 degrees on some of the modeling. Not all of them agree, but that is where we need to watch for patchy frost. After that, you can see the temperatures get in the 70s and the 80s into the weekend. And ignore this one for now, the middle row, but look at the bottom one. That is moisture levels. And you see the moisture levels drop right when we get that cool patch of air Wednesday night into Thursday. It makes sense. But then they go up. Dew points go up into the 60s, and they stay there. Look how flat that line is. That tells us that it is going to be a humid setup for the weekend, which also means the lows at night are not going to be able to drop. Louisville especially may stay barely above or barely below 70 at night. With 80s during the day. That is much more of a summer feel outside. Yeah, the bugs will be flying near the porch light, that kind of idea, reminding you of summer, right? So that humid air is going to be building in. So the ACs are probably going to be working this weekend just because you're not going to be able to cool very much at night with that kind of a dew point. All right, here's the severe risk as we head into, Ashley, I saw you're in here. Here's the severe risk for the next, or the extended outlook. So here is, you guys probably can't see it. I'm sorry. There is, give me the tool on. Okay, there's Thursday. Here's Friday, Saturday, and then at the bottom row, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Notice how massive the severe risk potential is in the plains, and it's repeating for 3 days. Man, oh man. Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, just not in a good spot this week. It is going to be probably one of the bigger headlines as all the storm chasing is going to be going on, potential for tornadoes on the ground, large hail, just kind of a mess. This is an area that's been hit a lot here lately. So the next 3 days, majority of the severe risk is there. We are very much on the edge of that as you get into the weekend. And as we get into Sunday, Monday, it does drift closer to us, but notice the categories drop down. It really begins to fade out. The front itself is losing a lot of its oomph, if you will, as it gets closer to us. So again, that's what we're watching Sunday to Monday for any severe risk. But right now, with everything fading out, I think timing is going to be on our side on this one. But I promise you, we'll watch it. Just wanted to show you what the AI stuff is showing you. Some of you guys love seeing that stuff. And it's not overwhelming signal for us to have problems. That is a good thing, right? You thought I forgot the races. I didn't. Here is the races for the humans coming up on Saturday. Still a chance for a shower. We'll be around in the morning. It will be windy outside. And then a few maybe showers as we head into the afternoon, but it will be warm. The wind probably is going to feel good. Just don't want too strong of a wind to slow you down. It's going to be a south wind. So as you're running around, do a cross street, you're going to feel that wind hitting you in the side, or if you're running into the wind, it's going to probably slow you down, right? But it will be a breezy setup. Don't worry too much on the rain. I don't see any, there's not going to be any severe weather. And I'm not even sure there's going to be much in the way of lightning here. It's possible, but I think it's mainly just spotty showers. So not bad. I mean, it's not great, but it could be it could be like snowing or something. So, let's take it for what it is there. All right. Is everybody good all the way through this before I get into Derby? Let's see what's a good number today. 625. Let's do 65. I like that. 625. If you're good today, 625. Hello, Paul from Madison, Indiana. Hope you're doing well. Shonda, hello to you. Let's see. Kevin down in Bardstown. Good morning, Kevin. Let's see. Hope we seem to be getting a lot of these scenarios that we do. This season has been really about a lot of repeating itself over and over again. So that's probably going to be the case in the Derby too. These patterns love to repeat. So good observation, Hope. Appreciate that. Kevin, will I see you at the backside of Derby this year? No, I will not be out there this year for the backside. Actually, I will be not out there for Derby week, but for Oaks and Derby, I will be actually in the paddock area, roughly. So if you're out there for Oaks and Derby Day, come find me. I'll be out there all day for Oaks and Derby. All right, got a lot of 65s. Twana put, you better keep the rain away from Derby, Mr. Good. Well, she has the secret power. I don't. She's the one who has the connections. Hello, Karen from Elizabeth, Indiana. Hope all is well. All right, everyone's good. So let's get right into it. Let's get into the outlook. And we'll start with two different model runs because they are two different storylines. Here is the Euro that brings the front in, the possible stormy weather, again, late Sunday to Monday. It's out of here. Tuesday looks good, so no problems there. The Great Steamboat Race for Wednesday looks good. We'll be still into the quiet little pattern here until Ohio Valley. We get into Thurby right now. Looks good. We get into Oaks Day. This is where the model stops, by the way. We get Oaks Morning. And still looks okay. This is not bad. Now, this system is the problem. I mentioned yesterday the high here to the north, the blocking high that wants to sink down. Well, it's not wanting to sink down very much in the most recent model run. So that is trying to open the floodgates more for us to be influenced by anything that can come out of the plains. In other words, repeating itself what we're going through this week. And the Euro wants to wait on this and allow us to be still in the blocking pattern here of a high to the east to where this low is taking its time. I do think if we were to extend this out a couple more frames, you would see it approach us probably on Derby Day. But the Euro idea would feature quite the warm setup and humid as well. But it, again, if the Euro's right, this means much of Derby week, other than Monday, will be beautiful. And if we can hold that system off, that's the key one. If we can hold it away, then we could actually squeeze Oaks and Derby in with 80-degree weather and maybe warmer and dry. Wouldn't that be nice? That would be really nice. We deserve that. But now let me show you the GFS, not to be a Debbie Downer. I mean, it's GFS. As we get into Tuesday, again, the front moves on by. Here's the Great Steamboat Race Day. Looking good. Thurby is, well, not as great. It wants to obviously bring in that system on Thurby and lingers it into Oaks Day. And it's a humid system, by the way, so it would be warm, but it would be kind of showery, off and on showers, maybe a little bit of thunder, but warm and humid. There is a low with this, so if it can be a little more organized, then that could be a little different on on a storm threat for Oaks and Derby, if that's true. So there are two different models and two different ideas. If you obviously want a beautiful setup, you're going to cheer on the Euro. And right now, our forecast is going to try to split the difference on the two, but I think the Euro has a better handle on how these systems have been timed out so far. So I think that's the trend we're going to go. So it's not bad news, But again, if we end up with that kind of a warm pattern, don't be surprised if we get dew points in the 60s to around 70 for Oaks and Derby, which means your outfit, and we'll keep you updated, but make sure it has a way to be, the ability to be ventilated. And make sure you have a way to cool off with it. Nothing heavy, in other words, because I don't see any sign right now of cold weather. It looks warm. And again, that humid part may get you, especially when you get there and you're like, oh, you're all excited and you get to like 2:00 and they're like, this was a bad idea. I should have worn something different. So we'll keep you updated so you can adjust your outfits accordingly. But that's the trend right now. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Janet, hello from Owen County. Glad you're watching. Appreciate you guys. All right, I'm going to end it for now. Get some yard work done. You got time. You better hurry, though. You got maybe 6 hours to get out there and take care of your errands, get everything kind of cleaned up, and then go cook some dinner, maybe a pot of chili or something. I don't know. Hamburger helper. And then just relax and enjoy the light rain falling tonight. And then remember, it's out of here by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. So not a bad setup at all. I'll look over more of this data as it rolls in. It's starting to come in now, and I'll have that for you guys coming up on midday. Come up at 11 a.m. So less than an hour from now. All right, guys. See you then. Have a good one.